guys, welcome back to Lex Reads. Welcome back to Vlogmas. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a chit chat. I haven't done one of these in like 2 weeks, and I wanted to sit and talk to you guys. You guys know my chit chats. This is after work. We are kikiing, we relaxing, we trying to get our bearings together, right? So I just got home. Needed to just sit down and I'm so glad that tomorrow is Friday. This week has gone by super fast. I know for me, I now work from home like 2 days a week. So Wednesdays and Fridays are my days to work home, and it feels so good. I haven't worked home in, oh Lord, it's been some years, like 3 years. So at one point, I was not good at working from home. I remember like during the pandemic, my old company, they were real chatty about the whole situation. It came from working from home. You know how sometimes a person can just like ruin it for the whole, group, and they feel like, oh, if one person's not working, then none of y'all's working. It was real funny. They kept on switching the days and all of that. But I personally feel like when I work from home, I work a little bit even. I would say even harder because I want you to know that I'm actually working from home. That's just my mentality. Like I'm gonna do the work regardless, but I have to be honest. I have gone to work a lot of times, especially when it's like Friday and like a payday. Don't let it be payday, y'all. I will go to work and dilly dally on that computer, maybe send an email or two, and like don't really do anything. You know what I mean? There's ways around it. And I also like the fact that, like when I did it on Wednesday, I was able to I did laundry. I kind of tidied up a little bit in the kitchen, but I was still able to get my work done. And it just was such a peaceful day. So, really excited about that. But I wanted to share with you guys, of course, what I am, reading right now. Before we get into all that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. So I started yesterday, actually reading the last book for this year for Lex Reads Book Club. It's Grown Women by Sarah Johnson. Y'all, I started it yesterday. Oh my gosh, y'all. It is so good. I cannot wait to have our discussion. It is such a conversational piece. It's such a book club piece. And this book came out last year, I believe. And just from like the first couple pages, I said, oh, this is really, really good. And like, what bothers me a lot of times? When you have books that are just so well written, they'll be by black authors. It kills me how they don't get on the New York Times bestsellers list, but you have all these other books that is just whack. And it's like, how did you get on that? And this person didn't. And when I tell you this year for Lex Reads Book Club, I have to say this is my third year doing this. And this year was one of the best. Of course, I'm going to do a recap. I do a separate video of every book that we read for this year. And then you guys know I have a playlist of when I announce like the book club picks. I have a playlist. So if you guys ever wanted to read, the books that were on our list, you can go back and read them. But I am going to do a separate video, highlighting those books. And one thing I pride myself on when it comes to the book club is we only read Black literature. And that literally is my only stipulation. It can be new, it can be old. I don't care what it is as long as it is by a Black author, because we don't get the praise and recognition as we should, and they always do the same authors over and over again. And there are just some fantastic authors, Black authors out here that just do not get the praise and recognition. I would say one book that I think was just amazing was a book called These Heathens. We read that, oh, I can't even remember when we read it. um It's by Maya McKenzie. That book is amazing. And that book came out this year, over the summertime. And you didn't hear no one talk about that book. And I literally just discovered it like a couple of months ago. I was watching a random video, and a young Black girl was talking about the book. And I said, let me see. I always check to see if it's a Black author. And I said, this sounds interesting. And I honestly don't think that I voted for this book. But when I tell you, This was such a good book, y'all. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But just things like that, how you have some hidden gem books by black authors and they are bomb, you guys. Like the stories are so well written, such great stories, and they just don't get the, praise that I personally think that it should. But y'all know the same rigmarole when it comes to black authors. That's why, like I said, I pride myself on, highlighting these books by black authors, only reading for the book club, um, picks, only reading for the book club black authors, and there's no shade to any other authors that are not black, but I want to I feel like my contribution when it comes to the black community is to learn about, black individuals, black events, black books, black everything. And when I learn about it, I want, you guys to learn about it. So I feel like, oh, I want to share. And I've also learned a lot from you guys too. So, just that back and forth, us learning, that camaraderie that I really do like, when it does come to a book club, when it does come to, even starting a YouTube channel. My main goal was to start a channel where I highlighted black books by black authors and not the same, you know what I mean? Um, and also too, not I noticed for me when I was getting into YouTube, like it'll always be the same. It'll be like young people, young adults talk about like the fantasy and the sci-fi, and I'm like, well, where's the people talking about, like some Terry McMillan, or even some Toni Morrison, some Alice Walker, some Maya, and then you want to get deep into some authors that you don't know, some Donna Hill, some Diane McKinney Weststone, or Rita Dove, people like that. I didn't see a lot. What sticks out in my head is Brown Girl Reading, Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading, Comfy Cozy Up, Peter from Comfy Cozy Up. Those are like the two that I started with, and then I just, started learning about even more YouTubers. Remember, I really wanted to start, just like a little corner of the internet. So again, I just wanted to create and talk about books by black people that no one really talks about, and just had a blast, so far. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a recap of all the books that we read for this year. But Grown Women by Sarah Johnson, it is fantastic, you guys. Again, like I said, I can't wait till we have our discussion. But so I'm reading that, and then I told you guys it was I when I was going through my little phase of Tiffany D. Jackson, right? I was looking on Kindle Unlimited, which I just started back using my Kindle Unlimited because it's like, girl, you pay for that each month. You need to use that. But they had a lot of books by Alexandria House. Alexandria House is a black romance author, and love her romances. A lot of times the men, they really do, they're real like alpha males. They take charge, a little bit of control, but it's not like no off control. Like I say, it's not no Ike Turner, Joe Jackson type control. No. They be the man of the house, but like they be gentle to their women. They're like a gentle giant. But I read the first book in these Kings series? Three King series. I read the first book, Lilith. Y'all. Oh, that was so good. I finished that, I think, basically like the whole weekend. I started it. I had an oil change last week, and while I was waiting to get my car service, I started it, and y'all, it was so good. Where I was a little bit ticked off when they called me and was like, "Your car done," because I just got really into it. And then I want to say Saturday and Sunday. By Sunday, I had finished it because I was out the whole Saturday. But y'all, it was really good. It was my first. What did she say? A dark romance. It's an erotic dark romance. Now I know a lot of people are not done with the erotic, books, because it it is it is full of sex. That's basically what it is. But the way that Alexandria House writes it, like there's a storyline. So it's not just, them just jumping into bed every 5 seconds. No. She actually has a storyline, and then she puts, those pieces in it. I would say I like this book because although like I said, it is a romance, it is an erotica, but she just didn't fill the book up with, sex. And the way that she would put in, like the intimate scenes, it was so seamless, and it just wasn't like, okay, they jumping in bed and then, it's like every scene they jumping in bed. No. She did not do that. She did a fantastic job, and it had an element of suspense. It's about a young woman named Lilith. She has been, with her guy for like 12 years, and the relationship is very, very complicated. And she's like, you know what? I'm done. You wasted my time. Yeah, I'm done. And she witnesses someone getting murdered, and she sees the guy that murdered, the person, and then all of a sudden he shows up at her door, and then you see how it goes. This is something that if it wasn't by Alexandria House, I would have never read, because that's book because stuff like that don't do nothing for me. Okay, but because it was Alexandria House and I knew that it was going to be a romance, and then because again it's Alexandria House, I really love her books, so I said I don't think she's going to steer me wrong. And she did not. So after that, I wanted to download the second book in the series. There's only two books. Memphis is only two books, Lilith, and then the second book is Memphis. And this one, it's an enemy to lovers. It's a second chance romance. Also, it's a dark romance, has an element of suspense. And then the POVs, they are plus size women. I literally just started the second book. I think I started on Sunday. So I'm reading this book. I'm reading Memphis by Alexandria House. I'm reading Grown Women by Sarah Johnson. And then for Christmas, I'm going to be spending time with my family in Virginia, with my uncle and my aunt and my cousins and his wife. And my cousin, he had actually DM'd me on Instagram and was like, have you read, is it Black Book? It's that popular book I remember that came out, because I remember the um cover. Atu, I don't know how to say his last name. I believe, is he African? I know you guys have seen this cover. I'll put it up. But when did this come out? Oh, this came out in 2021. Yeah, I remember when this came out, everyone was talking about it. But he says it was really good, and I already have the book on my Kobo. It says, if for fans for Sorry to Bother You and Wolf of Wall Street, a satire debut novel about a young man given a shot of stardom as the lone black salesman at a mysterious cult-like and wildly successful startup where nothing is as it seems. There's nothing like a black man salesman on a mission. I have seen Wolf of Wall Street, and I really did enjoy it. And I enjoyed like the real life guy, Jordan something. I forgot the guy's name. If you guys seen Wolf of Wall Street, it is a wild ride. Um, and then what is Sorry to Bother You? Okay, I've never seen this movie, but I remember the. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this movie. It's with look, is his name Lakeith Stanford? Oh, Tessa Thompson's in this. Terry Crew. What is this about? Oh, Donny Glover's in this, and Forrest Whitaker, and Amari Hardwick. Oh, they got some heavy hitters in this movie. Is this on Netflix? I might watch this. Have you guys seen this movie? It's called Sorry to Bother You. It says a science fiction black comedy. Okay, what is this about? A film. A film follows a young African American telemarketer who adopts a white voice to succeed at his job, after which he is swept into a corporate conspiracy and must choose between chasing profit or joining his activist friends who are attempting to unionize. Huh. I'm gonna have to watch this. I think, is this on um I'm gonna check and see if this is on Netflix. Huh. That'll be something I can watch. Y'all, last Friday, oh, I had a ball. um for some reason I had the urge to watch at my grown age, Beauty and the Beast. The Beast is actually one of my favorite Disney movies, and Belle's probably one of my favorite. And she was even my favorite before I got into like, reading. But I forgot that I had that DVD. You guys remember when they would like take DVD they would take DVDs out of the vault and they would put them in stores and they'll be like, make sure you get this. Is going to be a limited amount of time and you can't get it anymore. Which now you can get that. You can stream it obviously on like Disney Plus, and if you go to like Amazon, you can, get that. But at one point, you couldn't get, those on like DVD. So I remember my aunt bought that for me, and I remember going to Target and getting that. I wanted to get Cinderella. I got Pocahontas. I do need to get the Little Mermaid, but again, I think if I go on Amazon, I can get the Little Mermaid. But on Friday after I got done with work, I put on my Christmas tree, y'all. Put on Beauty and the Beast and had a ball. And then afterwards, I said, I want to watch another Disney movie. And I had Pocahontas, haven't seen Pocahontas in coon days. Watched that and didn't realize the one that I have, it has the first Pocahontas and it has a second Pocahontas. And of course I've seen the first one a billion times, but I had never seen the second one, which the second one is straight to DVD. It's okay. It's like the first one's bomb. The songs don't match up to the first one. It's when she meets John, is it Ralph or whatever? Yeah, so it was okay, but I still enjoyed it. But when I tell you I want to go back and watch Beauty and the Beast, it just was so relaxing. I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much is it was so cold outside. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Like I said, I put my Christmas tree on, I turned all the lights down. I had my candle, I had my little snacks, and it just was so peaceful. It's like the older I get, things like that just, I don't want to be out in these streets. I don't want to do any of that. It's like as long as I got some internet, a TV, a phone, my books, and some food, I'm straight. I don't even need to go out. Okay, I'm straight. But it's also some other Disney movies that I do want to see. I don't have Disney Plus, and I don't plan on getting Disney Plus. I don't need no more streaming apps and all of that. My sister has all that, and I said, you know what? If I want to sit up and watch a little Disney movie, I can just go over there, or I can, easily buy it on DVD. But that was so much fun. I might do that again tomorrow. I don't know. Probably. Or I might watch something else. I've been trying to watch stuff that I haven't seen before. Sometimes I get on kicks and stuff like that where I want to watch something I never seen, and then sometimes it's like, well, I just want to watch something that is just comforting. Um, for me, even though it's holiday time, I don't like holiday movies. Like Christmas movies. I was gonna watch Family Stone, but look, Diane Keaton not here no more, and that hits home if you've seen that movie. Um, what else? I do like, it's a movie called Four Christmases, but I actually like to watch that on Christmas. It's with um Reese Witherspoon and what's the little tall white guy that he act the same in all his movies, but people like him. Is it Vince Vaughn? I think he's in that. Um, I do like that Christmas movie. I do like back in the day on VH1, they used to show the Divas Christmas Carol. Oh, it is fantastic. If you guys have seen that, A1. It's with Vanessa Williams. It's, the Christmas Carol by Charles Dickinson. Chili from TLC is in it, and it's so good. They used to have it on. They used to have it on YouTube, and then they took it down, and then VH1 doesn't have any movies like they used to. They just got, well, again, I don't have cable anymore. I got rid of my cable about 2 years ago, but I remember only thing they had on there was like Love and Hip Hop. They didn't even have, like, it was nothing good. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, they used to have like the behind the musics. Oh, I used to love those. Um, They used to have the I love the 80s, I love the 90s, I love the 70s shows. Then they would have obviously music videos, and they would do like VH1. They used to do like late 90s, early 2000s. They had their movies that they did. Like it was a movie called ah Sweetwater. It was about a singer from the 70s or no 60s. I think it was based on a real life singer. I think they actually do they have this on YouTube? Girl, I think they got this on YouTube. I'm gonna have to watch this. It was so good, you guys. We used to watch this all the time, my sister and I. Actually, I think the group was called Sweetwater, but it was about a singer, like I said, during the 60s. And it, talks about like their career and their life. It was really, really good. But I'm not really a fan of just Christmas movies like Hallmark. Oh, I can't take Hallmark movies. I wish I was one of those, people that could, but yeah. And you guys know the music that I listen to during Christmas time. Everything is black. I don't listen to anything else. Which, speaking of Christmas songs, the 3 Christmas songs I listened to today was Boyz II Men featuring Brian McKnight, Let It Snow. I listened to the second song I listened to was the Ojay's Carol of the Bells. That Carol of the Bells by them is fantastic. And I don't think a lot of people know about that or talk about it. They are literally humming the whole entire time. And y'all know the Oj's. I mean, that's the Oj's, okay? They can blow. Y'all, they're literally just humming the whole entire time when they are, singing the song. It is fantastic. You guys have to listen to that. Again, it's the Oj's Carol of the Bells. And then the last song I listened to was, I think it was Johnny Gill, Give Love on Christmas Day. I really like his version. I always forget that he was in New Edition because he what took over for Bobby or whatever, replaced Bobby. Those were the 3 Christmas songs that I listened to today. Oh, another Christmas movie that I like to watch, which I need to, is Preacher's Wife, Whitney Houston and Courtney B. Vance and Denzel Washington and Loretta Devine and Jennifer Lewis. I mean, every person that you mentioned. Oh, and Gregory Hines. It's like every person you mentioned in that film is just like gold. That is such a good film. And then you got Whitney Houston singing every 5 seconds. Just unbelievable. I actually want to get that on vinyl. This month, I haven't read any books like Christmas themed books. I don't really have a lot. This one by Jasmine Guillory, Royal Holiday. This is actually really good. It's cute. It's sweet. You have a young woman. You have an older woman. Her daughter is I think a stylist or something like that, and she has a chance to go to England. And she's like, "Mom, you should go with me." And at first she's hesitant, and then she's like, "You know what? I don't have anything going on. Let me just go." And she ends up meeting the queen's assistant. He's a black British man, and they just hit it off, and it goes from there. It's such a cute little story. I really did enjoy it. I have this book, and I never finished it. It is by Donna Hill and Francis Ray. I really want to get it because of Donna Hill. Y'all know I love Donna. I had started it I think I bought this 2 years ago, and again, mood reader, got disinterested. But for Donna Hill's story, it's walking around the Christmas tree. You have a woman named Denise. Denise has been, the wife and the mother, and that's all she has. And she feels like this is all I've given my whole entire life. I want something else. And her husband's the type of man where, you take care of the household, you take care of, the cooking, the cleaning, raising the kids. I'm the one to get the money, you just stay at home. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. And so on Thanksgiving, she tells her children, her whole family, me and your daddy, we getting a divorce, and I'm leaving here. I'm selling the house, and da 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 da. So the whole entire time of the story, the husband is trying to win the wife over. I remember when I got this, I was looking for books that were by Black authors with a Christmas theme, because I think that was back in 2023 or something, 22, 23, and I was having a hard time trying to find Christmas themed books by Black authors, especially ones that kind of like weren't just romance. I know now looks like they have really been putting out more Christmas themed books, by Black authors. But during that time I couldn't find any. I couldn't really find any. And then like the other Christmas books I have, they're basically, well, only two left. Only two. They're like Christmas eroticas. And yeah, sometimes I'd be feeling kind of like, ooh, I shouldn't be reading that, especially during Christmas time, because for me, you know, I believe that Jesus is the reason for the season. And I feel like, ooh, Lord, I'm reading about, during Jesus' birthday. But he know my heart. I wish I had some more like recommendations I could give you guys, because I think the ones I have told you, they're like the same ones. But yeah, guys, that is basically it. I'm not gonna hold y'all because I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna get more relaxed, take this makeup off, and read and chill. Like I said, I want to probably get into Memphis because I haven't read that since Sunday. Um, ooh, and all these text messages. I'm going to read that. Um, and then I do want to read a little bit of Black Book, because I did tell my cousin that I was going to read that before, you know, I spend Christmas with them. So those are like the two books that I am focusing on. Oh my gosh, seriously. Yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to this video. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. And yeah, I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.